Welcome back from the Colin Studios here, and we have some incredibly special guests who we've been saving for tonight. And now that we're in the month of May, which is National Water Safety Month, so I'm going to introduce Jeff and Jana Holst in a minute, Colin's parents and the co-founders of Colin's Hope. But before we do that, and I turn it over to them, a quick reminder of why we're doing this. Why we're in your homes, why every single day. I think we're on day 51, maybe 52 of doing this. And as the coronavirus situation, as we're calling it, or crisis, we don't really know what to call it. But when that started rolling out, we knew that we were going to have an increased risk of drownings because of the increased access to water in and around the home. So in bathtubs, in backyard pools, even in kiddie pools, and especially here in Texas where we are, as the temperature has gotten hotter, I think it was almost 100 degrees today, we knew that people were going to be seeking water. And now, as we see people flocking to open water as well as our shelter-in-place orders are up, we are definitely seeing an increase in drownings here in the state of Texas, fatal drownings for sure. And so we will keep coming to you, and especially now during May, which is National Water Safety Month, it's incredibly important for us to bring you topics around anything that we think of that comes up. That is, we did a big session on open water safety because we were seeing the lakes being having really high usage rates. So that's why we're here. We're going to keep coming at you. Yesterday, we played Water Safety Loteria, which is a new Colin's Hope game that came out of this, a silver lining. Jessica came up with turned our water safety bingo into Water Safety Loteria. So that's a nice thing that we now have. So with all of that, that's why we're here. And we hope that we're gonna talk to parents and caregivers first, and then we'll do a bedtime story for the kiddos. So with that, I'm gonna introduce, I already kind of introduced you guys, but turn it over to Jeff and Jana Holst, who are Colin's parents, and two people that I admire and respect and am constantly inspired by for their work to create Colin's Hope in honor of Colin. And so, Jessica, I hope I can speak for you on this, but Jessica and Linda and I want you guys to know, or we want you guys to know, that we do this work every single day in honor of Colin and in honor of all the children and loved ones who've been lost or to drowning or almost lost. But really, your courage to even start Colin's Hope is what inspires us every single day to do this work. And I publicly want to say that to you because it's why we do this work. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to you to say whatever it is that you want to say to address our friends that are watching.
Sure. Well, hello, everyone. I love this technology. The only thing that I'm really missing right now is I wish we could see everyone else's face. They get to see ours, but I wish I could see theirs. That's the one thing that could make this better. But so happy to be doing this. Thank you for those kind words, Alissa. I have to tell you, from our perspective, watching you guys do these broadcasts in kind of the change of times has been so incredible, and just another great way to reach people. And it's been a lot of fun watching you do it. You guys are great at it. I don't think I'm going to be so great at it, but I'm going to do my best tonight. Jan and I flipped to see who's going to get to read the book. She won the flip, so she's going to be the reader. But I would like to tell parents something. This is the book that we're going to be, or Jana's going to be reading to you tonight. Clifford Takes a Swim. And when I went through this book, it's got a lot of great things in it that we'll read here shortly. But the first thing I'd like to just kind of tell parents is swim lessons are incredibly important. They're something that, all kids should get involved in as soon as possible. But Colin took swim lessons every year of his life. And he was 4.5 when he drowned. And so by no stretch of the imagination was he a strong swimmer, but there is that short time period where swim lessons can kind of give you a false sense of security, certainly from the parent's perspective. And I think you never know what a kid's thinking, but I think a kid could have a false sense of security thinking that they're, a stronger swimmer than they are. So swim lessons extremely important, but most important, if you're ever in doubt, just always keep your kids in arm's reach. Put a life jacket on them. It's such an easy thing to do. We've got a picture of Colin, and people can see it there. And we were the parents. We always had him in a life jacket. I mean, that was just something around, lakes, but around a pool, we didn't think it was, this particular day, he didn't have a life jacket on, and drowning can happen so quickly, and we don't want that to happen to any other parents. So that's why we're doing what we do. And tonight, we're just really excited to get to read this book with you.
Well, and so Jeff, before you get into the book, why don't we also talk really briefly about what we are doing here? And this was you and Jana's idea that we do. We see all these people out walking around our neighborhoods. At least I know that you guys have been walking, and I've seen people all over, and I know Jessica's family's been walking. So during the month of May, which we're partially into now, I think we're 6 days in. Colin's Hope is doing the best water safety walk ever. And why don't you guys tell them what you're doing and throw down a little challenge, I think, to get people involved.
Oh, I love it. Yes. So, you guys have been busy doing that, adjusting your schedules and doing the podcast. So something that we started doing is walking at night. We're stuck in the home, all day and not going anywhere. And it's just a chance to get out and just kind of break the monotony. And we saw lots of other families doing the same thing. Talk about silver linings. That's one of the great things that I've seen come about with COVID is that lots of people are out keeping their social distancing, but a lot more people walking. Mm-hmm. And so that, along with the fact that May is National Water Safety Month, we came up with the idea that there'd be a great idea to have a water safety walk during the month of May. While people are getting outside doing these walks, if they could do it in honor of something, and why not drowning prevention? Because May is the month that we really need to get ahead of this problem. And so we presented you and the Colin's Hope staff with that challenge. Can we put together a water safety walk? And you met the challenge. We've got a virtual walk that in just a matter of a few days, you guys kicked that off. So kudos to you. That was well done. But it's really simple, and that was the idea all along. We'd like people to go to the website, register to be in the water safety walk. There's a small registration fee, but really what that covers is the cost of the swag that you get. We'd love for you to sign up to get a T-shirt and have a Colin's Hope T-shirt, which unfortunately I know we can't ship out during these times, but we'll get all the swag sent out once we can get to that point.
After everybody logs their miles, after we get through May, we'll get that.
Yeah, so the task right now is for everyone to walk, and they can walk as little or as much as they want. I know you guys have come up with some creative incentives for people. One challenge that I gave myself is, I used to be a runner, but I can't run anymore.
I love this so much.
I do it with a weight vest. And I need to come clean, Alissa. I told you this was 50 pounds. Yeah. It's only 40 pounds.
Oh, well, add 10 pounds. Can you strap like a flour bag to it or something? Like a 10-pound kettlebell?
I do need to do something like that because 50 sounds so much cooler than 40. But I just want to show people that, on this vest, there's a dragonfly. That's from my mom. I've got this pin. It's our Water Guardian pin. And these are the weights that I put in there. And each of the weights to me, and those are in the front and back, but each of those weights represent kids that are in our book. And that's why, we're doing the walk. That's why I wear this is kind of my uniform in the month of May. It just reminds me every time I put it on why it is we're doing these, what we do. And it gives me something to reflect on. But hopefully people don't think I'm crazy when they see me. Oh, and I actually like the opportunity because I've had people come up and ask me, what is that? Is that a medical device? Why are you wearing that?
And you have the vintage water safety walk sticker on there. So
Yes.
in the early days of Colin's Hope, so even when I was a volunteer before I was the executive director, that was one of the very first things that Colin's Hope did was a water safety walk where we sent volunteers in. We had maps and highlighted routes, and everybody went out and they put water safety education on people's doorknobs. And so that is one thing that people do have the opportunity to do when they sign up. If they want to distribute water safety or water safety cards as part of it, they can do that. And they can also raise pledges, which is definitely not a mandatory thing, but certainly this is my job to help us raise some of the money. So I'm going to pitch this one out as we set a goal to raise $25,000. People everywhere can do this. So if you sign up to walk, we invite you to do that part of it too, because that is how we keep the lights on is, by the donations and stuff. But that's certainly not required for this. We just want people out walking in support of drowning prevention and water safety. And so, yeah, you inspired me, Jeff, with that 40-pound weight and 50. I said 50. I'll give you 50. But. So anyway, and we have the link in the comments there for people to go to the page and sign up and be part of this. I know we're all doing it. One of our very generous board members, Justin, threw down a little match for all of us to log our miles, and he's going to match up to $100 for each of the staff and board for the miles that we walk or run. I'm running my miles. But so anyway, I just wanted to have a chance, since that was the idea that you guys came up with, to talk about that. So everybody sign up, and then, all right, you guys bring on Clifford.
Awesome. Well, I'm ready to begin. So Clifford takes a swim. Hi, I'm Emily Elizabeth, and this is my dog Clifford. Today we are going to the town pool with my parents. I've been taking swim lessons, and today all of the families are coming to see what we've learned. We are going to show them how we follow the pool rules. No diving, running, or rough play, and that we can get into the pool safely, float, go underwater, and swim all the way across the pool. Then we're having a big barbecue to celebrate. My class meets Coach Carol on the pool deck. We learn to only go in the pool when an adult is watching us. Okay, ready, Coach says? Everybody in. We get into the pool with our feet first, just like we were taught. Great job, Coach says. Now, let's show everyone how you learn to float. The lifeguard, Samir, is watching us too. He gives us a thumbs up. Welcome, parents, Coach Carol says. Today, your kids will play in the Dolphins game to demonstrate what they have learned in swim class. Of course, they'll have some fun too. Coach Carol went on to explain that we would each get a dolphin pen for our hard work. I'm so excited for my parents and Clifford to see me swim. We split up into teams for the first game. It's water basketball. Children, while you're playing, show how you can bob in the water, says Coach Carol, and also how you can push off from the bottom of the pool to jump up and make a shot. My friends and I toss the ball around to each other. Everyone is jumping and laughing and splashing. When it's my turn, I imagine I'm a dolphin. I soar out to the water and shoot the ball. Score! During the basketball game, Lisa accidentally throws the ball out of the pool. Clifford dashes across the pool deck to fetch it. Uh-oh. Clifford, I cry out. There's no running by the pool. It's not safe. Clifford already knows how to swim, but he doesn't know the pool rules like I do. I have to make sure to keep him safe by telling him what I've learned in our lessons. The next game is an underwater treasure hunt, where we get to show off how well we can swim underwater. Coach Carol has hidden 5 gems and 5 gold coins somewhere in the pool, and we have to find them. Ready, set, hunt, Coach Carol says. As I go underwater, I imagine that I'm a mermaid looking for a lost treasure. Just then, I spot a golden coin. Suddenly, Clifford dives into the pool. I think he wants to help find the treasure too. Clifford, I shout out, there's no diving or rough play in the pool. He swims over and licks my face. That means he's sorry. The final game is a relay. This will show that we can swim across the pool. When it's my turn, I kick my feet hard and breathe just as I was taught. When I turn my head to the side for air, I can hear my classmates cheering, "Go, Emily Elizabeth, go!" When I finish my lap and get out of the pool, my classmate Jenny says, "You did such a great job, but I'm nervous. What if I can't swim the whole way?" "You can do it, Jenny," I say. "I've seen you do it so many times before in class." "You're right," Jenny says, feeling better. "I can do that." Jenny gets a surprise when she gets into the pool. Clifford gets in and dog paddles right next to her. With Clifford by her side, she feels even better about swimming across the pool. Finally, it's time for the barbecue celebration. After all that hard work, I'm hungry. "Congratulations, children," Coach Carol announces, then hands out our pens. You've all learned so much in your swim lessons. I'm very proud of you. Before we finish, I have one more pen to give out. It's for a swimmer who learned all the pool rules and showed kindness to a friend who needed help. That special swimmer is Clifford. Coach puts a dolphin pin on Clifford's collar and then gives him a tasty bone. Later, all the kids from my lessons go back into the pool to play. This time, our parents come with us. Since Coach Carol had to leave for the day, my mom volunteers to be the water watcher for the kids in my class. That means that she wears a special card around her neck and promises to look out for us at all times. I'm so proud that my mom's helping out. Clifford comes in the water with us too. He floats on his back like a big red raft, and we climb aboard. I love swimming with Clifford.
Oh, okay, Jana, I thank you, and I think you might win for my favorite book reader that we have had. You're a very good story time reader. That's awesome. I want to say I actually love this book for a couple of reasons. One, Safe Kids Worldwide and Nationwide Insurance made a lot of copies of this available to the Safe Kids Network, which is where I got this book. And there's a couple of other things I want to point out. So if people watching, you can go into our virtual family activities section on the website, and all the broadcasts that we've done have been posted there. And a couple of things that Jana read in the book were about the rules. So the water safety rules at the pool. We did a whole session on coming up with the best water safety rules ever for your family. And we have these bookmarks that you can get on the Colin Soap store. And on the back of them, it shows a place where your family can come up with your very own water safety rules. So I'm going to challenge you you can get a bookmark, or we had people in that other broadcast go watch it and come up with the rules that your family wants to follow around water safety and send them to us. We're trying to create a giant, we are calling it the Water Safety Rules Manifesto of everybody's water safety rules that they're coming up with. So I love that part of Clifford in the book. So you can go watch that broadcast and then come up with your water safety rules. And then in the book, they call it a water watcher, but we have these water guardians. We call that a water guardian. So the adult water guardian, an undistracted adult who's watching kids in, near, and around the water. And so that's what we have is these. We distribute 75,000 of them every year. So we say water guardian, but having an adult who's the water guardian or the water watcher. So there's lots of things in that book that you can pull out, parents and caregivers, and then go back to watch other broadcasts. Water Safety Bingo, we talk about a lot of the rules. And then a final thing that I love about that book, I noticed when you were reading it, Jana, was that when they did the barbecue, they were outside of the pool fence when they were eating. And I think that might be one of my new favorite things to start saying to people is if you're going to have, if you have a pool party or something, certainly that's not happening as much right now. But if you do, and you're going to have a meal or something, get outside and away from the pool if possible. I love this because, Jessica, thank you. The fence is the barrier to the water, and we see so many times that we lose children to drowning when everyone is eating or something and a child gets out of a life jacket and they access the water or something. So that was something that was an aha moment I had while you were reading. So there's lots of things, parents and caregivers, reading a simple book, because that's really a simple book, which I think I love it more now that you just read it again than any times I've read it before. But you can go off of so many water safety conversations by just a simple storybook. So all the books that we've read, and again, you can go watch them all in the virtual activities, whether it was Learn to Swim with Lou, or Josh the Baby Otter, or Ellie Overton's book, Jay's Swimming Journey, or the Zach Foundation's The Polar Bear Who Wouldn't Swim. All of those, you read the story, and then you can have a great conversation with your kids and your families around water safety. So that's our story time for tonight. But Jeff and Jana, you can close us out. Is there anything else that you wanna send us off with and send everyone into their evenings?
Well, I just want to say a thank you to you guys for giving us this opportunity. It's really an honor. Reading with Colin is something we used to do every night.
Okay.
We, right before prayer, we would always read a book. So this means a lot to us. Really do appreciate it. And, we read a lot of great books, but I don't think we ever read a book about water safety or, Clifford Takes a Swim. And this would have been such a great book to read to Colin or any child, because it does have so many opportunities to talk about water safety. I loved all the points that you mentioned, Alissa. One that stuck out to me was Clifford swam in the book. And dogs do swim. Dogs don't have to take swim lessons. I think they just know how to swim, but people need swim lessons. That's why kids need to take their swim lessons. But lots of great points. I love you already touched on the other ones, but so many questions can come from reading a book like this, and not to scare kids or scare ourselves, but just have water safety on the forefront of our minds. That's so important.
Well, something that Jeff's mom, Joyce, who is one of the co-founders, I really think, probably with you guys, of Colin's Hope. And she has since passed away since Colin's Hope was founded. But I had the honor of meeting her and knowing her a little bit in the early days. And one of the things that she made sure that she told me when I became the executive director was, Alissa, we need a book. We need a book. Colin's Hope needs a book. You need to meet the Josh the Otter people. They have a book. And so I've kind of, over the last decade of being in this role, I've kind of protested a little bit around the book thing, because there's a lot of books out there. But I do, just to not tease you with this, but there is a slight chance that I have a little book idea going on. So that may come to fruition soon, because I really do think that, I know I used to read to Ella every night before bed, and I'm sure Jessica reads to Alexander, and I think maybe there can't be too many water safety books in the world, so I think we're going to get on that with a little bit. This just kind of inspired me even just a little bit more to get on that. And I have a little plan that I've been working in the back for that. So you may see something soon, but that would, I think that would be something that in our next thing that we produce, maybe we'll get on that. And that would definitely be dedicated to your mom, at least I think in some way, because that was something that was important to her. So, okay, well, I think that we're going to close out tonight. Tomorrow, what we have coming up, we're actually highlighting a partner of ours, Colin's Hope. We pride ourselves on having so many amazing partners. I'm looking for a prop. Oh, well, I don't know where. I've got so much stuff around, but we love our partnerships. We know we can do more with partnerships. And the partner that we're going to feature tomorrow on the 2:00 broadcast is Latham Pool Products and CoverStar Essential. And we're going to have Eric Wall, who's someone from that partnership, come on and talk about that partnership. And here it is. They do custom water safety cards with their logos on them. And then every time they sell a pool product, they give their customers a water safety card. And it's an amazing way to impact people. So we're going to talk to him tomorrow. And then on Friday, because we're seeing so much traffic at our lakes and rivers now, because pools are closed and people are it's hot and they're accessing water, we're going to do a lesson on yell, reach your throw, don't go on Friday. So we'll put out that information, but we're going to teach you guys a skill. So grab your older kids to learn that. It's a great skill to learn if you see someone in trouble, a great skill. And so we're going to teach that on Friday. And on Saturday, we're going to have a little special quick Mother's Day broadcast honoring some very special mothers that are important to us. So that's what we got coming up the rest of the week. Thank you, Jeff and Jana, again, for your courage, for starting Colin's Hope in honor of Colin, and for being here tonight, because I really loved that, and this is an important one for us. So with that, we'll close it out, and everyone have the best day ever, have the best night ever, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Goodbye, everyone. Thank
Good
you.
night.